Everyone thinks that obesity is a US problem or an American problem. We started it, we're the worst country when it comes to obesity rates, and it's our fault that obesity is now all over the world. Now, it is a little piece of truth that when the fast food chains went international, we did take obesity with us to some places. But believe it or not, there are actually several regions around the world that have obesity rates as bad as the US, if not worse. And if you examine what's happened in these countries, it helps understand a little bit more about the development of the disease here in the US. And what's really fascinating is there's some island countries that have obesity rates in the 70%, 80% range, which clearly is not just because they eat a whole lot of American food. So, sort of a spoiler alert, genetics and epigenetics are playing a huge role in the obesity epidemic, which is now worldwide. If you look at this map, it shows you all the countries where obesity is an issue, and there are a lot of them. It's a projection of where obesity rates are expected to rise in the next 10 years. And if you look at the darkest color on the left, that's us. Everybody recognizes the United States and Alaska. We're dark purple. But if you look on the right, who else is dark purple? Well, that's Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Now, those two countries aren't necessarily what people think of when they think of obesity epidemic problems, but they basically have the same rates as us. And if you look at the other Gulf countries that are right around Saudi Arabia, they're just one color, one category less than us. And so is England, right? The rest of Europe, another category down. But is it possible that this is all due to the American diet? Is that what's going on in Australia? That's the same color as Great Britain and the Gulf? It just doesn't make sense. It's a bit of a stretch, right? And European food is lauded by the American communities, by lots of people. We think it's healthier than our US food, but they have obesity there too. And so does pretty much everywhere on the map, except for maybe China and Japan, and parts of Africa. But again, this is a worldwide epidemic that is more complicated than just diet. So when I was working clinically full-time, my hospital used to send me over to the Middle East about once a year to talk about bariatric surgery in adolescents. And I knew that that region had lots of children that needed my help, so I went over there to sort of help educate the community. If you look at this image right here, you can see that the worldwide utilization of bariatric surgery, not just in the Middle East, is projected to explode over the next few years. Yes, the different colors represent different regions, and North America, which is us, has that sort of linear growth pattern that's at the bottom, which is light blue. But if you look at the Middle East, which is dark blue at the top, their projected increase is exponential. And this particular marketing firm suggests that the industry by 2028 of weight loss surgery will account for over $3 billion worth. Now, the same is true for the anti-obesity medications, which is this next image. These worldwide numbers are staggering, with the projections of cost to be over $400 billion, which is more than 100 times the projection for surgery. And again, it's not just here in the United States, it's the Middle East, South America, basically all over the world. The take-home message is that obesity is a global problem, and obesity treatment is going to have to be a global solution. Is the whole world just not eating right and not exercising enough? Sure, they probably are regions where exercise is hard to get and nutrition is not great. But that's not what's causing the problem. It's an odd conclusion to just say the whole world is not eating right and exercising enough. It's got to be that our genetics are catching up with us in this nutrient-dense world that we live in. And you add in the lack of exercise opportunities and the fact that obesity treatment isn't available everywhere, and you have this epidemic that shows no end in sight, which is unfortunately where we are now. So if you want to learn more about the obesity epidemic in general, subscribe to my channel where you have the whole list of different videos that are available, and pick on whichever one you think is most interesting to you. Thanks for tuning in, and hope to see you again.